Oh, I think we might have started.
Oh, did you press record?
No, I think that's you.
Oh, I did that by accident. Apologies. Apologies. Welcome. We're here. We're alive. We're good. Whew.
Yeah, still alive. Hopefully you all are too, although we haven't seen you for a long time. I'm sure you're all okay.
Yeah, we hope you're well. We hope that the rain isn't too bad for you guys. Brisk. It's fine, isn't it? Also, I realise I'm back in my kitchen. I'm currently painting the room where I was in last week. So yeah. So hopefully next week I'll be back in there.
The big reveal.
Sure, why not? Let's. I'll do a grand opening of my office. Yeah, sure, why not? Just for this video. Yeah, let's do it. Next week.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, now I've got to actually have it ready for next week. No. Right. It won't be fully finished. It'll be fully painted.
There we go. So, Matt, I have a bit of a joke for you.
No. Go on.
Okay, so what kind of exercise does a lazy person do?
I don't know, but I feel like this might be a dig at me. I don't know.
Diddly squats.
No, nope. Very good, Chloe. Very good.
Thanks.
I mean, I was trying to think of a joke I can tell. These two people went into a baker's, and one of them said, "Watch this," and he took 3 buns and he stole them, and he said to his friend, "Oh, that took great skill to do that," and his friend said, "No, it didn't. Watch this." So he goes back into the bakery and he says to the manager, "I've got a bit of a magic trick to show you." And the manager's like, "Great, I love magic. Yeah, let's see it." It's like, and so the guy said, "Can I have a bun, please?" And the manager gives it to him, and he proceeds to eat it. And he does this 2 more times, and then he says, "There you go, that's the magic." And the manager's like, "What do you mean?" He said, "There's no magic there." And he said, "Look in his pockets." That took me ages to remember a joke that was appropriate. So,
well done for remembering an appropriate joke. Well done. Okay, so this week's theme, we're looking at laughing with Jesus, and hence the 2 awful jokes. And I'm sure you could do much better. But we thought we'd give you a challenge to see where you've got to try and not to laugh. Okay. Matt, what have they got to try and do?
So in a moment, we are going to put some phrases on the screen. And your challenge is to look the people you're watching this video with in the eye and to say these phrases without showing your teeth. So you have to talk like this. So, it's really quite hard. Now, I would do it. The thing is, though, if you do show teeth, the people you're watching this with must point at you and say teeth, okay? But you're not allowed to point using your fingers. You may only point using your elbows. And so if someone shows teeth, go, teeth. Well, yeah. So try not to laugh whilst doing that. So yeah, the phrases are going to come up on the screen. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you guys had a lot of fun with that.
Anyone actually managed to do it? Love to know.
Yeah. And if you've managed to record it, that'd be hilarious. We won't put it in the videos, but it'd be hilarious to see. Particularly you parents. We want to see you parents trying this one. Yeah, so we're going to move into our weekly segment. I think we have a title screen for this bad boy.
I wonder.
So welcome to I Wonder. Chloe, this week, what are we wondering?
Okay, so I wonder what would make Jesus laugh. We're looking at laughing with Jesus. So what would he laugh at? What would make him laugh?
Okay, so here's a thought. Because Jesus, fully human, fully God, I wonder if he would, those things that we kind of all experience and we don't know like why we do them or what happened, that kind of observational, like, I wonder if he would have kind of found that hilarious, having that kind of dual like perspective of being fully human but also being fully God. Just to think, I wonder if it's the same kind of thing that kind of happened back then anyway, but like so many comedians these days take the mick out of things that we all kind of experienced at some level. I wonder if Jesus kind of found that amusing. What about you?
Yeah, similar things. Like we often find ourselves just doing some random ordinary life things and we find them funny. But maybe a good story. Jesus liked telling good stories in the Bible. That's how he explained lots of his parables and teachings. So I reckon you could probably laugh at a good story or a good kind of like coincidence or something like that.
It's quite a difficult question, though, isn't it? Because there aren't that many stories of kind of Jesus like laughing or telling jokes.
No.
So it's quite hard to think like what would have made him laugh. He definitely had a sense of humour, though.
Indeed. So, as we've said, we're looking at laughing with Jesus today. And so we've tried to look in the Bible for some examples of laughter and things in the Bible. And it's something that is documented, but there isn't many of them. So there are some examples where Abraham and Sarah laughed.
What did they laugh at?
They laughed at God telling them that they were going to have a baby, even though they were very, very, very old.
Like older than like how old? I was going to make a joke about someone in our congregation. Like older than Steve Hudson.
Older than Steve Hudson.
That's very old.
So those examples, there isn't any main examples of Jesus laughing either, but we are sure he still laughed. And so although we may not focus on some of those ones, we are still going to look at laughter.
And it's quite interesting thinking about, so last week we looked at weeping with Jesus, which, we also had this idea of kind of weeping with joy. And I think sometimes what we do, and I wonder if you kind of recognize this, is sometimes we kind of use humor to kind of hide or deflect what's really going on. I know I've done that many times in the past. And I think when we think about that, I think it's really important to know that Jesus knows what's going on. It's okay. But I think if we recognize that Jesus is with us in and knows what it is that we're kind of deflecting from, what it is we're hiding, I think that's really important as we kind of, that's one reason why maybe some people laugh and use humor sometimes is that. But actually, the kind of more kind of common kind of laughing stuff, we're going to kind of move on to looking at now, aren't we, Chloe?
Yeah, we are. So we can laugh at lots of different things, for lots of different reasons. Laugh at someone telling a joke, laugh at someone falling off a chair. and just you didn't do it, Matt. You should have gone on cue.
The dog.
And there's loads of things that make us laugh. And so we're looking at kind of like, that's just part of us as our human nature. So we're going to look at how we can laugh with Jesus in a way that is good, because laughter is good.
It's healthy.
And so in particular, what are you going to say?
I said it's healthy. You always, whenever you feel a little bit rough and you have a, you know, something just like kind of really tickles you, really kind of makes you laugh, you often feel a lot better.
You do.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted. Apologies, Chloe, and to the rest of you.
So a few weeks back, we looked at the topic of culture with Jesus, and we particularly looked at our culture as our environments or different groups of people that we are with, engage with, spend our time with. And so we're kind of looking at how we can use our laughter within those groups to do it with Jesus, and do it in those kind of ways. So, because sometimes when we laugh, our laughter can be at the expense of someone else, or we can take the mickey of someone or joke about someone, and actually it can be quite harmful. So there are a few ways that we can laugh with Jesus in a really good way.
Yeah, I think it's really important to recognise that, isn't it? Like, it's really easy to laugh at something when it's not you. Like, you know, when you haven't fallen over or made the mistake, or you know, when you haven't said the wrong words, which often happens in the outtakes of this video. And that, but actually, you know, when we think about, we've mentioned through this series of Life with Jesus that it's about the fruits of the Spirit, and it's, you know, and that's the way that that's the way that Jesus kind of wants us to engage with life and with Him. And so, if our humour, if our laughter doesn't fit in with that, then we have to ask ourselves: is it right? And I would probably say that the answer is no. So, you know, our humour or what we laugh at needs to be needs to encourage or build people up, and not be at the expense of other people. You know, I know that in the past I've maybe been a culprit of maybe, you know, laughing at people's expense, for which I apologise. But actually, you know, when we think about how Jesus wants us to live, like we need to kind of, you know, the fruits of the Spirit are love and joy and kindness and gentleness. Like these are things that, like, we need to be showing.
And self-controlled.
And so I was missing that one out. Patience. But like we need to be making sure that our interactions with people, our laughter encourages and builds people up.
Exactly. I was reading an interview by Tim Vine, who is a comedian that most adults will probably know. And he, in the interview, people asked him, like, how do you decide what joke you should say and maybe what jokes you shouldn't say? And he says to himself, if I'm sitting there and I ask myself, oh, should I say that or should I not? He said, the very fact that I'm asking myself that question probably means I shouldn't say it. So kind of like, if in doubt, don't say it. If you've got a joke or you see something that's funny and you're like, oh, that's not right, is that too soon, as one of Matt's phrases, then probably either it's too soon or you shouldn't probably not do it. It's just a wise thing that I read from his I'm
going to be silent from now on, aren't I?
Yeah, probably.
Oh well. People cheering for joy at that one. I think you know, we in John chapter 10, it talks about Jesus coming to give us life and life to all its fullness, and I think we need to remember that, and part of that is laughter. Like you know, everyone loves a good laugh, and Jesus wants us to have that laughter. But you know, the other part of that verse talks about a thief comes to kind of to steal and to kind of basically rob us of the life that God wants us to have. And so we need to make sure that we're not helping the part of the thief, as it were, like using that picture. And so that's each of our own responsibility, because no one can control what we say apart from us.
Yeah.
Really. Which is scary, because who would let me be responsible for anything? But yeah.
Why not ask that question?
Thanks.
So,
Your humour.
you could say that we've just sat here and we've taken all the fun out of laughter. You could say, but you've just said that like this, that, and the other. And I don't like what we've said is like the fact that God asks us and encourages us to be living like Him, to be His salt and light, like to reference our culture one, to use the fruits of the Spirit. And He also then says in Matthew that we are to love your neighbour as yourself. He says, first of all, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. That's the first greatest commandment. And the second is love your neighbour as yourself. And so basically, you need to use your humour and your jokes and the way that you talk to other people in a way that you would towards other people, how you would want it coming back at you, if that makes sense. And it's just about loving people and showing them God's love. You can show them God's love by telling them a good joke. You can show them God's love if they're really having a bad day and they just need cheering up. Fall off your chair or make a funny face or whatever. I don't think because I obviously fall off chairs quite a lot.
It's a life experience for Chloe.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I did my DV and spent most of the time on the floor because my backpack was too big. I was very unstable. I've got photos of me just in the middle, like falling like the heather.
Tortoising like a tortoise on spine, like I can't get up.
Yeah. Or I wasn't tall enough to get through like the stiles with my backpack on because I was too short.
That's so sad. I won't laugh at that. I'll shed a little tear. Yeah. But this is really challenging, and I think we need to recognise that. But yeah, like you said, Chloe, we're not us saying this. We're not trying to take the fun out of laughing at all, or not trying to. Like I am. Sometimes the wrong things make me laugh, and they always will. Like as much as I try and have self-control, not. And I think it's important not to kind of beat ourselves up if we find ourselves laughing at something that maybe we know we shouldn't. But I think we need to have an awareness of maybe what we should be kind of not laughing at, but like what we should, the way that we should be interacting with people, and maybe the things that we are kind of taking in. Yeah.
Cool. So I think we're going to have a bit of a discussion time, or for you guys to have a discussion time as a family now. To put some questions up on the screen and a chance for you to talk about maybe times when you've laughed, what's really made you laugh, when you've like wet yourself, or when you've laughed so much that you've cried and you've snorted. Maybe have a time as a family sharing those times if there was a really funny moment. But then perhaps another serious bit of time, maybe talk about the time when someone's made a joke out of you and how that's felt for you. Like, have you been the butt of someone's joke? And maybe you made someone else a butt of someone's joke and how that made you feel. Maybe to have a bit of discussion about that just now.
We hope that that time to chat was really kind of good. We really hope that you guys are really able to be honest with each other, and that this kind of the discussion times really help. I was trying to think of a time where like I kind of laughed uncontrollably recently, and there was one time where my brother lives over in Denmark, and so we were having a family Zoom chat, which is the norm these days, isn't it? And just for no apparent reason, me and my brother found the fact that we could mute my mum and dad absolutely hilarious. So, you know, we'd be just having a chat and then just randomly mute. I've not cried with laughter. It's so immature, but it's so funny. And then, so my brother is crying with laughter. I'm crying with laughter. My dad's chuckling away. Mum's staring at me disapprovingly. I couldn't stop laughing. So that was, there you go. That was a little,
Cool.
little insight into my wonderful family life. Anyway, I'm getting giddy just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But Matt, calm yourself. We're going to move into a time of prayer, and so for this, you may need a pen and paper, or if you have access to a tablet or a phone or computer that has access to some emojis, you will need that. So if you're watching it, if the only kind of device you've got is the one that you're watching on, maybe pen and paper might work, or you can kind of listen and then do the prayer activity later. But yeah, so you need a piece of paper and pen, or access to a device with emojis on it. So go.
Yeah. So why are we getting you to pray with emojis? We're not really sure either. We just liked the idea of it. And so with emojis, you can get all sorts of different faces and things. You can get just laughing faces. You can get crying with laughter faces, sad faces. You can get
Wizards.
Matt's you can get poop emojis.
What?
I know the likes of Sophie, Eva, that lot love the poop emojis. So, you know, all sorts of things going on there.
Duck. You can get a duck emoji.
A duck? Is that a duck? A duck.
Yeah. Duck. Orangutan. I'll put this down. Flamingo. That's for you, Sam.
So what we're going to do is we want you to create your prayer using these different emojis that you can find on your phone, or you can make them up. And so it might be your prayer that you want to ask God to help you bring laughter to someone else. Maybe someone in your family is feeling down, or a friend is, and you want to ask God to help them have some joy and some laughter. Perhaps having you had your discussion, you realize you might need to say sorry to someone. So I'll say sorry to God because you've made a joke out of someone. Or perhaps you might need to forgive someone because they've taken the mickey or made you a joke out of you. So use this opportunity to perhaps either draw your own emojis if you can't access them, or you don't know ones that you want, or perhaps go through your phone or your tablet or whatever, and see what you could use to make a prayer.
And so, we're going to pray, but we encourage you to kind of find time to do that. But yeah, we're going to pray now, and then maybe at the end of the video, that's something you can do. Okay? So let's pray. God, I thank you for laughter. I thank you for the joy it often brings, and for the way that sometimes we can just be absolutely uncontrollably laughing away, God. And I thank you for that that feeling when that happens, God. And I pray for us as we think about how we do laughter with you, God. I pray that you help us to encourage and build people up, but God, also be really quick to apologize when maybe we get it wrong. So yeah, God, I pray that you are with us in our laughing. I pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Cool. Well, we hope you have enjoyed this morning and had a laugh, as well as hopefully learned something about laughing with Jesus. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep.
And we hope you have a good week in between.
Indeed, yep. As always, there will be some song links in the description. To have a good sing-song to, or that we think will really aid with what we've been talking about. If you guys want to get in touch with us, please do. Our emails are on the website. We enjoyed connecting with you guys, and so
And last thing, important thing, is tomorrow, so Monday the 6th of July, is the last day for you to register for Holiday Club.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's one thing I've realised I've not mentioned so far. So Holiday Club, which is Encounters with Jesus. So if you're in school and you're in age 5 to 11, so not school years, ages 5 to 11, so primary school age, you can sign up to Encounters with Jesus, where we're going to have a daily video each day of the week of Holiday Club. And then we're creating an activity pack with lots of fun things for you to do, crafts for you to make at home to keep you busy. So we can't do Holiday Club as normal, but we're still going to keep you busy doing things with Holiday Club. So the website we'll put in the description for you to be able to sign up to if you haven't done so already. If not, parents, do it now.
Do it now. I think just one thing to say on Holiday Club is there's kind of Holiday Club week, but obviously all the resources and all the videos will be there. So there's no pressure to do it every day.
You've booked to go away that week, that's fine.
That's fine. But you need to make sure whenever you want to do the Holiday Club, you need to make sure you register by tomorrow. Okay. So we will see you next week. I can't remember what we're looking at. I
have no idea either.
We'll let you know next week. But we hope you have a really good, fun week. And I'll be a whole year older next time.
Wow. Woo!
My birthday. That's how it works, right? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you next week.